this is Mistie with Nerd News Social, and today at Wondercon, I am here with the writer and co-producer of the comic book Werewoofs.
Hi, I'm Joelle Sellner.
Brandon Perlow.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to take this very unique turn on the werewolf kind of story.
Well, Brandon came to me with this idea of kids that turned into dogs instead of wolves, and I loved it. I love animals, I love dogs, and I thought there was just a lot of potential to really turn that into a metaphor for kids in high school and fitting in and like learning to like control your power and like recognize your power.
Yellow. So, yeah, we came up with the idea of Werewoofs years ago, Paul and I, and it went through many stages before we found it to the point where the story kind of gelled together. But at the same time, we were like, it just needs to have stronger structure and just needs to just be better. And we knew Joelle for years at Comic Book Sunday, and we always wanted the opportunity to work with her, and we felt this was the best project to do it with.
Awesome. Well, every good story has a genesis. There's a very unique way that they become what they are. Why did you choose that particular method?
In terms of the dogs,
Yeah.
fighting them. I wanted the change to happen suddenly, and I wanted to, like, the way we set up the story is these are kids who aren't friends. Some of them are friends, some of them are antagonists, and I wanted them to all go through this event together at the same time, which is why I had them all attacked at once. So this incident bonds them together, and they can start coming together as a cohesive group of friends because of what's happened to them.
So Paul was the one who came up with the idea of how they become werewolves a long time ago, and it was just a matter of setting that up properly in the story and having it work organically, and Joelle did a great job of making that work.
Yeah, I really enjoyed like how it happened and the reasoning behind it, and you find out the other things as you're reading the story, and it's like unveiling. You're like, oh, why? You know. As a writer, how do you avoid common tropes that you see in this kind of subject matter?
Well, I feel like a lot of times things just happen in supernatural stories, and there's no science behind it. So I wanted to put like a little bit of science. And there's a character who like talks about it being a virus, and that's something that I personally haven't seen really delved into. So I found like that part interesting, and then to kind of take existing tropes of like the alpha, like how the alphas come to be, and maybe put more of like a tween girl spin on that.
I think we just in general, we wanted to turn the whole werewolf genre on its head. So like if it's always gone this way, let's go that way with it. So I think that's in a nutshell our philosophy about it was.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a much more interesting read if it doesn't feel like something you've read before. Do we have any news on a sequel?
That's up to Brandon.
Honestly, that depends on how well the book does. You know, if we sell out and we get more reprints, I think there's definitely going to happen. I mean, we've had discussions what we want, and if you read the book, you know where the sequel's going to go. So it's going to go even more bonkers than the first book.
Awesome. I would really hope that this does really well, and I want to see the sequel.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for sitting here with us and
Yeah.
getting to talk a little bit about your book. I definitely promote it myself. I've read through it. It's one that I make suggestions to when people ask, hey, what's an age-appropriate story? What's a good story? What's a fun story? And it's just like, hey, try this. It's fun. It's well read. It's well illustrated.
Thank you.
And like, it's just a really, really well put together comic.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, I want to thank you guys.
A shout out to like our fantastic artist Val Wise. He did such a wonderful. They did such a wonderful job with the art, and hopefully we'll all team up for the sequel.
Awesome. We look forward to it. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here.
Thank you so much.